Ladies and gentlemen, I've got to be honest, I feel a bit like I'm under pressure this week because even though you don't know this, I had a little bit of a vacation over last week and I had some people who filled in for me who did a sterling job, got more views than me on my live stream. So yeah, the pressure's on. This is a live stream Q&A and we're going to take all of your questions right now. Let's do this.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the vidIQ live stream Thursday Q&A. My name is Rob, and if this is your first time here on our YouTube channel, we are the YouTube tool and channel that aims to educate you on your YouTube journey. So not only do we have an amazing piece of software that will help you get more views, more subscribers, educate you on your channel, which you can download for free in the video description of this live stream, but we also do lots of awesome video content on this YouTube channel to help you grow your channel. And as always, I'm joined by a resident expert here, and that comes in the form of Travis, who I think is doing double duty this week. He was auditing on Tuesday. Travis, quickly introduce yourself to our amazing audience.
Yeah, my name is Travis. I am here with vidIQ's customer success team, and I'll tell you, I'm so excited. Leron and I did I think really a fantastic job the other day. So hopefully Rob and I will do just as good.
Wow, why am I even here, folks? It sounds like I'm surplus to requirements. I should also mention as well, we're doing a bit of testing here. Travis has just got his hands on a new piece of tech, which he's currently playing with, going a little bit out of focus there, Travis, but yeah, it's coming back in now, but that's fine. So yeah, if we do have any technical issues this week, we do apologize a little bit, but yeah, hello to everybody. Thank you very much for the super chat there that we've already had here, Canadian $5 from Frost Titan Gaming, but we'll also say hello to the following people as well. That include the Mess Around YT, I'm Ben HD, Grumpy Cat, Eddie Crockett, Dun Let's Go, Dime for Gaming, Flipster TBG is also in the house. Nick, hello to you too. William the King, James Crute, Leron is also in the house moderating for us today. Thank you very much, Leron, stepping out of the auditing duties today, but we do appreciate it. Also, This Bites for You is another moderator in the house helping us with all of your questions. And Travis, who else have we got here today?
Khalid Marshall, MW Duke, Hayes House is always here, Melvin C, Fortnite Warrior, Blue Force. There's a tremendous amount of people and they're still pouring in. We'd love to see you here at vidIQ's live stream.
As always, and I heard that on Tuesday, as I was sailing back from my cruise all relaxed, I saw that we had like 300 people watching the live stream and like 350 submissions for audits, which was tremendous. That's what we do on Tuesdays. Today, though, if you have a question about your YouTube channel, vidIQ, or anything about YouTube in general, including potentially abbreviated subcounts, which is a huge topic this week, we want to hear from you. We have a link in the video description. If you click on that, it will take you to a Google form where all you need to do is insert your channel name, where you're from, and a question, and we will do our best to answer it over the next hour. One thing I will say is that if you're going to ask questions, don't ask questions such as, how do I get more views? How do I get more subscribers? They're too broad. Those are questions that really we're never going to give you full answers on, and we're going to look deep. We're going to dig deep into those really focused questions that address a very particular topic, such as starting with our first question here comes from Media Gospel Buzz in the West Midlands in the United Kingdom. Hello to you. You say that big YouTubers use their own titles and don't include keywords and get loads of views still. What exactly do you advise us to do with titles to have a good chance to get more views and exposure that's not using bad clickbait? So I think a question here, Travis, about why do these big YouTubers always get lots of views irrespective of whether they use any metadata?
Yeah, you have to remember that they have a lot of subscribers, which has almost everything to do with it. In a really kind of oversimplified way, their initial burst of subscriber views helps all the rest. So if you have 1 million subscribers and say 10,000 of them hit it within the first hour, YouTube has now had the signals to say, hey, this video is great. Let's send it out to a couple more and a couple more and a couple more. And relative to your channel size, it's probably happening to you as well. Now, a 1 million subscriber channel may get, 300,000 views pretty quickly and pretty easily with, a decent video. And you might get 200 or 300 views if you have, say, 1,000 or maybe 2,000 subscribers. Relatively speaking, it's about the same, but it's really all about those subscribers. They've been around for a long time. They also know how to play the game. but really it's all those initial eyes on the video.
I would say absolutely. Velocity is key, and through sheer size, they're going to get a lot of views. And yeah, you look at people like Casey Neistat, and they do no metadata tags whatsoever, but they may have intriguing titles and thumbnails, which you may not be noticing, that appeals much more to a casual viewer looking for a story, rather than with how-to channels where it's a lot more SEO centric, and there's a lot of search results involved in those videos. And I would also say this in terms of smaller channels need to look at it from this point of view. Any marginal gain, whether it's 1 or 2%, that gives you an advantage over a competitor channel which is of a similar size, that's where you need to focus on the SEO. So great question, and it's a great way to kick off this live stream. Travis, have you got a question loaded up yet, or
I do.
Pick another? Yeah, go ahead.
One that we were going to have to hit at some point. Animations of Art from Ireland asks, is YouTube getting rid of live subscriber counts real, and how will it affect my channel?
Well, right, okay, I will start this one. I just finished making a video on this, which is coming out tomorrow. So what YouTube are planning to do in August is remove exact subscriber counts on all of YouTube except for when you have less than 1,000 subscribers. So when you go to a watch page or when you go to a channel page, you will see something along the lines of 1.1 million subscribers instead of 1,174,000 subscribers, or whatever the exact number is. So yes, they are going to do this. You can see your exact subscriber count still in your own YouTube studio, but if anybody's looked at the YouTube studio, you will often notice that subscriber count is perhaps 24 hours behind, presumably because that's like verified data, and view counts are always behind on your channel as well. So I think YouTube is removing the element of argument whereby somebody looks at their subscriber count from one page and says, why does it say I have this? And then they find another source on YouTube or through API services such as vidIQ, such as Social Blade, where it says a different thing. And I think another reason why this has happened, I could be wrong about this, but in the last 6 months, what have we all seen? These huge subscriber races, which are generating millions of views, but they're predominantly created through, I said, conflict, controversy, or drama. And I think that's something that YouTube wants to eliminate from their platform. So I can understand why they're doing it. However, when I polled people, it's pretty much a 80%, 20% split that it's a bad idea versus a good idea. Any more thoughts on that, Travis?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, by and large, it's not going to affect the viewer, which I think
correct. Yeah.
I was very happy about that. They're going to do a large change that won't affect the viewer in any significant way. Creators may feel a little bit affected. I'm kind of undecided yet. I feel really bad for a company like Social Blade, where that's pretty much their entire game.
Yeah.
That they figure something out, because listen, I'm nosy. I like to go to Social Blade and check people's stats. So I would love to see, what's going on there. And yeah, it does point when news stories come out about, influencers, and especially when they're attacking each other, how someone loses a bunch of subscribers, that actually could be hidden if you use this new kind of way. But we'll see. I think it's still too early. We'll see what happens.
YouTube are also saying that you can still hide your subscriber counts as well if you want to. And we might be having a YouTube employee on the channel for an interview soon. Fingers crossed on that one. And I will be asking him that very question. So it will be, and yeah, this is sort of a teaser for you. If you want to get your questions in for a YouTube employee, stay tuned on our social media platforms, because we'll be asking you what would you like to ask that person. But a great question. Got another one here from Royal Bad Boy from the Netherlands, and this person asks, can some people watch my videos on the background? I assume you mean in the background, and that might be you have a tab up with a video playing, but then you're doing something else on another tab. And I guess the answer is yes, you can have it running. It means you can't watch it, but you can of course listen to it, so that might be useful for podcasts and audio type videos. As far as I'm aware, it will still count as watch time for the channel and views and so on. So I don't think there's anything really against that, but if you're thinking of trying to hack the system by having lots of videos playing in the background while you're doing something else, YouTube will almost certainly be able to identify that. So thank you for the question. Travis, what have we got next?
Yes, this one's kind of interesting from Sammy Sports in England. How do you become a more engaging YouTuber so people stay in your videos and streams longer? Now, this is a good question. These are the type of questions we need to see from you guys, because this is going to actually help your channel grow. So there's lots of little hacks and things you may have heard of about pattern interrupts, which are different little things that they might be like cuts of the camera, might be zoom ins and zoom outs, might be a change of scenery. Those things kind of help. B-roll helps, obviously. I also like for DIY channels or cooking or baking channels, at the very beginning of the video showing what the end result will be, and then go through that process, because you're kind of engaged, you know what you're going to get out of it. You watch through and then you watch to the end. And then some vlogging channels do something similar, where the peak climactic point of the video is at the very beginning, and then they take you through the story, then they give you that peak climactic end, and hopefully you've stuck along for that entire journey. So think about different ways that you can bring either the climax portion of your video kind of close to the beginning and then bring it back out, or if you are like a how to do it channel or something like that, show the end result first and then move through.
In terms of engagement, I think the video creator has to bring something of a personal nature to their content. A lot of people will find your content through search. They may get the answers they need from it, but how can you inject a little bit of conversation into that? For example, I think, Travis, you're a perfect example. You're a tech channel, but you don't just cover one particular piece of tech, which is what tech channels do to grow their channels. I was just listening to the podcast featuring you, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, and you were mentioning that you wanted to inject humor into your content and add personality. So it means that you're not just locked to iPhone content or Android content, and you get repeat viewers because they're coming back for your content. So I think that's super important to have you in front of a camera. And like, I will ask you a question here right now, folks. Why do you come to vidIQ? I think a lot of you will say because you want to get help growing your channels, but why do you stay? It's because, well, we enjoy the people that we have guests on here, and like the personality, and hopefully a bit of humor I inject into my content. So hopefully I get that sort of out of you as well, because just giving you answers to questions is something that I've been doing on YouTube for 5-10 years, and I wanted to be a bit more personable, approachable, and hopefully authentic. Question here from Leah Atz from Minnesota. In your videos, you say YouTube loves consistency. Does the algorithm eventually pick up on a creator who uploads on the same days and times and then push their content more? If so, how long does it take? This person uploads every Wednesday and Saturday. So what are your thoughts here about consistency and in particular posting schedules on YouTube, Travis?
So I think I remember seeing that question, and if I'm correct, and correct me if I'm wrong, it almost came off as if they're trying to figure out what the algorithm wants, which is really not what you want to be concentrating on. It's more about the human. So there's a video out there I just saw someone make the other day where they're talking about the algorithm moves, and the people are, and the creators trying to follow that, and the algorithm trying to follow the people, and it's like this big circle, everyone trying to follow each other. The quickest way to kind of catch up to the algorithm is to chase the people, is to go the opposite direction. Go after what the people are looking for, go after what they want to actually watch, and do that. So in the case of like upload schedules, if you look at your analytics, and you can find out that like maybe most of your people that watch your videos, for example, mine, a lot of mine in America are in California. Well, that means I'm going to, post my videos at a time that seems appropriate for West Coast time. Yeah. If it was East Coast, I would then, of course, look at East Coast times. And then, of course, days of week. Guess what vidIQ has? Really cool little plugin. It tells you what time and what days are the best ones to post to your channel. So I would highly recommend using vidIQ for that.
We really do need a shameless plug alarm whenever we say that. Just one thing I would add as well, Leah, is that I don't think YouTube is ever going to start pushing your content more just because you post on a particular day or time. That's not what YouTube is looking for. As Travis says, they're looking for audience signals. So whether more people are watching your content and watching it for longer, and that's all to do with your content. So again, try not to think about the algorithm too much, but how your audience is reacting to it. And when more people start to watch more of your content for longer, that's when YouTube will start to push it. In terms of the posting schedule, that's developing watching habits. So if traditional television, you will know that Game of Thrones was on at, 9 p.m. Eastern every Sunday for the last few weeks. And let me just say, it was a terrible end to the series, but I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just going to end it there. But yeah, you're conditioning your audience to know, oh yeah, Leah puts a video out on a Wednesday and a Saturday. So I want to make sure that's in my watching digest for the week. All right, we've got a question here from Super Rizzo 44 from Texas. How do you get your videos discovered and into YouTube search engine over people's recommended videos? A similar question then, but we're now talking a bit more about how YouTube search might react to this. Travis, any thoughts first before I weigh in?
No, go ahead. I missed that question. I was looking for a new one. What was that?
It's how do you get your videos discovered on YouTube search engine, other people's recommended?
Yeah. So there's lots of ways, especially when you're smaller. It's a good way to kind of get views. Using our keyword search tool will give you a pretty good starting point. One of the quickest and easiest ways, even without our tool, is to go to the search bar and type in a subject. And then like space A and space B to kind of see what comes up. Long tail keywords work really well. And then once you find your long tail keyword, vidIQ will now populate the right-hand side with all of the information you need to know which ones are easiest to go after. Really, it's about getting terms that people are looking for, phrases that people are looking for, and that don't have a lot of competition. And we have like a tremendous amount of videos on this very subject here on our YouTube channel.
Yes, I did a video on Monday. Sorry, as I was trying to find another question there, Travis, as you was talking. I was listening. What you should do is check out a video I did on Monday, I think. Even though I was on a cruise, I published it on Monday. And it talked about how a channel was going through lots of different topics, and they suddenly landed on a new tablet that was coming out. And they had the advantage, I think, of having this tablet as soon as it was released. And it did like 5 or 10 times better than previous videos. So that's a signal to you as a creator that, I've latched onto something here which has the potential. And then this creator pivoted completely to this one piece of tech, this Samsung Galaxy S5e tablet, and has done like 10 or 15 videos on that topic over the last 2 weeks, and they've gone from getting hundreds of views to thousands of views. And if you continue to repeat the content on that same topic and you're doing well, YouTube will reward you and become what I call the authority or the ambassador on something really specific and niche. And yes, eventually this channel's going to have to pivot, but in the short term, they've got a topic that they should be really creating as much content as possible to just build up an audience for that, and then you can pivot when you think it's right to do so. And if you hit that topic over and over again, YouTube will start to understand your audience more and say, okay, well, another channel of a similar size or maybe a little bit bigger has done a similar video. Maybe they'll want to watch your video next, so I'm going to put it in the recommended one. Now, this does take time. You can't just assume that because you've got one video that's done really well, YouTube is going to know exactly who you are. So you got to hit that topic over and over again. This is where we talk about niching down as much as possible to become essentially an authority on a topic. All right, Travis, what have we got next in the Q&As?
Ohio says, just starting my channel again. Is my channel confusing with it having old YouTube videos? I started 9 years ago and became a partner. Took a break. Now I want to come back at it. Should I remove or hide my old content? This is a good question. I think it really depends on what you came back to do. If you are doing, let's say, fitness content, and before you were doing baking cake content, I don't know why I keep saying that. Then yeah, I mean, you don't really need to have it listed. It's kind of irrelevant. You don't want to kind of confuse people who come to your channel. You don't want to confuse the algorithm. You don't want any of those things. So I guess it's okay to unlist them. I never try to delete anything. I just unlist if I need to. But really, it really depends on if.
Whoa, Travis, you've gone silent. Whoa, Travis's audio has just gone out. All right, so he's. Can you hear Travis? Just confirm. I can't hear him, so we'll just check. He's giving a fantastic answer here, but unfortunately, I can't hear him. Oh, and I think he's gone completely now. Wow, Travis has dropped out completely, so maybe we'll get him back in a second. So I'll quickly answer the question as well, if I try and remember what it was. Oh, yeah, Travis, you're back. Hello, Travis. Travis, you're back. Hello. I can hear Travis again. You are here, Travis. Can you hear me? Hello, Travis? Okay, Travis. Travis. Okay, I can hear Travis, but he can't hear me, and now he's making lots of amusing noises. So yeah, hold on, folks. Travis, yeah, I can hear you fine. I may have to mute you if you continue to make funny noises. Are you there with me, Travis? Travis, what I suggest you do, if you can hear me, is I suggest you hang up and reconnect to our conference call, and hopefully that'll bring you in fine. So I've completely forgotten what the question was there. I do apologise. All right, Travis, can you hear me now?
Yeah, here I am.
There you are. Okay. Whew. We managed to recover there. Right. I was trying to answer the question, but I forgot what the question was that we were trying to answer. Wait. What was on your screen? What was the question?
So it was about well, now I'm over to Loot Llama. What part did they not hear? Because I went off for a very long time.
Yeah, sorry, folks. We forgot the question. Whoever it is, if you just tell us in the chat, we'll attempt to answer it again. We do apologise about that. So I'll move on to a question here. So I remember what it was. It was about if you create a channel and then you, like from 9 years ago, and then you completely change, how does that impact it? And I think we got to a point where you wouldn't list stuff, keep the creator journey, and so on. The question I would have to the video creator is, how big is the channel? If it's got hundreds of thousands of subscribers, then maybe it's worth keeping that channel and bringing some of the audience over to your new content. But very likely, because you've been away from YouTube or the content's changed completely, you're not going to get much from that new audience. So it might be worth starting a new channel if it's a very small one, just to be absolutely clear with your content. But I think Travis had a slightly different opinion that it might be worth keeping those views if you're working towards monetization. My general thought would be, don't worry about it. Don't think about what you've done in the past. Just move forward and make sure that with your new content, you're serving up a similar type of content and your audience now knows exactly what your content is. All right, Fortcraft Warrior 125 from England. If you have a YouTube channel name or video title which is very long, will that affect the views you are getting? So it won't directly affect the views. That you're not going to get penalized, but look at it from this point of view. When you look at a title on YouTube on the mobile device or on the desktop, YouTube will show you about 50 to 60 characters of a 100 title character limit. So if you've got some really snazzy title that has a really good end to it, people may never actually see the end of that title. So we always recommend on vidIQ that your title should be no more longer than 60 characters. Also, with your titles, think about if you're going to include SEO in it, so things that people are searching for, front load those keywords a little bit towards the front and try and make it intriguing as well. Give a reason for somebody to find the thumbnail and preview through search, and then a reason to click on it through intrigue. Any more thoughts there, Travis?
Yeah, I think you're right on. I think you're right on the nail there. To me, titles are so important, and being able to see the critical part of the title, no matter if you're on tablet, desktop, phone, whatever, is incredibly critical. So always be thinking about the person there. If you're going for SEO, that's fine, but make sure that the person can see the part of the title that's really interesting.
Thank you for your questions so far, folks. We're going to answer some more after our quick 5-minute countdown challenge. What you need to do here is include hashtag question in the live chat, and Travis and myself will do our best to answer as many quick questions as possible in those 5 minutes. And as soon as I see the first hashtag question in the chat, I will start the countdown and we will answer some of these questions. So yes, thank you, Not Pixie, hashtag question, but we need a question after that hashtag comment. So yeah, thank you for everybody posting hashtag question, but what is your question would really help us. All right, okay, I've seen the first one, so here's the timer. And let's do this. The first question is, why is Travis so funny? Answer. Sorry, you cut out there, which made it even more hilarious.
Because looks are everything.
Because looks are everything. Okay, question from King Cyan YT. Good views to sub ratio. Interesting question. I always say that if you're getting, let's say you've got 1,000 subscribers, then if you're getting between maybe 200 to 500 views, so potentially up to 50% of your subscriber base watching it, I say that's generally good. If you're getting more views than subscribers, big thumbs up. You're doing really awesome there. Travis, what have we got next?
I spiked a lot of subscribers one day and think someone was paying for subscribers to my channel to cause damage. It's something I should be concerned about. I mean, that would be kind of unusual. I think if someone's going to try to damage you, they're not going to give you subscribers. Perhaps you had a good subscriber day. So maybe celebration is is something you should be thinking about.
Yeah, check out your traffic sources there. That should give you an indication as to what happened there. If it was a very strange source from that particular video, then you might be onto something. Or the best way to find out is if that video did really well, make another video on that content and see how your audience reacts to the second one that you do. Question from MW Duke. You gotta love that cake. Yes, we do. Thanks for the question there. Another one from Gamerholic. With gaming videos, is it better to do short videos or long videos? Would longer mean you get penalized? This is all down to how your audience reacts to your content. So check where your audience retention is. If it's above 50%, that probably means you can make longer videos. If it's less than 50%, try making shorter videos. But as Travis has already said, you're probably wanting to look at how well people are engaged with your content in terms of pattern interrupts, engaging the audience, and those sorts of things. Travis, your question next.
How important is CTR? I love this question because as far as I'm concerned, it's everything. It is absolutely everything. When people say, I want more views, well, if they don't click, you don't get the view. So you really should be looking at your click-through rate and understanding what was working, what isn't, which means your thumbnails and titles have to work together. If you want to know who's absolutely doing it amazing on YouTube right now, it's Mr. Beast. Look at his titles and thumbnails. They work together in concert. They're wonderful, beautiful, magnifique.
Check out our videos over the last month in April. We focused on thumbnails and we did a video dedicated to click-through rate. It is important, but you got to understand how it fluctuates and not to compare your click rate to others, because somebody might be getting 15%, you might be getting 5%, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, so do keep an eye on that. Focused Cheddar, how do I get people to engage in my videos? Well, look at what we're doing in this live stream. I know this is a bit different to video on demand, but we're allowing the community to get involved as much as possible. So we're answering questions, you're asking questions, getting involved. I think hopefully you're getting to get to know us better as video creators. So yeah, always injecting some personalized content that directs questions and feedback to the viewer is always going to help with engagement. Travis, what have you got next lined up?
I love this advice on anxiety. My vids were doing all right, but all of a sudden my anxiety spiked and I stopped. A lot of people struggle with this. I thank you for bringing that up. I think it's a great, very important thing to talk about. Practice will definitely help with that. And one thing that you can always think about that should really help your anxiety is you can edit everything. So
True,
really, yeah. There's nothing embarrassing that's going to happen that you won't allow. So I think if you just really take your time, take a breath, speak in 10 to 15 second segments, and then edit them together, it'll be just fine. And your content will do very well.
I'm going to say something here, and you do not need to do this at all, but this might be an idea as a bit of a storytelling exercise on your channel. There is nothing wrong with being vulnerable with your audience. You might want to do a video talking about this. Hey, I've took a rest because I was having a bit of mental anxiety about my channel. Now, of course, there's a lot of connotations and maybe pressure on that, so you do not have to do that. But being honest with your audience, and they will, I guarantee it, your audience will completely understand and they will back you for such a video. But do you do it? That's a big question. And if you watch other channels, they've done similar things. But yeah, just a different thought approach there. And what have we got next? The question coming for you. All right, okay. Crazy Piggy, what do you think YouTube will look like in 5 years? Wow, what a question that is. I think it will look like an almost entirely mobile derived platform, and I think there'll be more ways to interact with your audience. Like there'll be some way that a person or watching a video could maybe tap a button and they almost jump into the conversational live stream with them. Travis, what are your thoughts? YouTube in 5 years?
Holograms.
Holograms, there we go. And that is why Travis is so funny. All right, folks, we're going to get back to the questions in a little moment, but first of all, I just want to do another plug for vidIQ. Not only can you watch the content here on our vidIQ YouTube channel, you can read about us on our blog at vidIQ.com, where Carla is doing some amazing pieces following up on a lot of the stuff that we do here on the YouTube channel, but you can also use your ears to listen to YouTube. We have a brand new podcast. Well, it's about a month old now. And would you believe it? One of the guests we had on very recently was this chap over here. Travis, just tell us a little bit about why you were on the podcast and what were you talking about?
Leron asked me, and I owe him. So yes, no, actually, I was really excited to be on. It's a great podcast, and I just talked about my journey, and he had some really great questions. And I think any YouTuber that's coming up and trying to understand like the ins and outs, there's so many things we covered. I think it'd be great for you to check out.
And we've got a quick clip to listen to here, so let's check it out.
I mean, I could go practically with it and just say, well, how often is someone just watching one YouTube video and then not another? It's pretty rare. I mean, you're going to watch something else. So I don't consider there to be competition per se. I think there's just opportunity for great partnerships.
Yeah, I completely agree, and it's the same thing. Even before having met Travis, it was a thing where I spent the better part of the first year doing YouTube completely, by myself.
So that was Travis and El Jefe Reviews there talking about how small channels grow on YouTube. If you want to listen to the full podcast, there is a link in the video description. And of course, you can subscribe to it through all of the good podcasting services and some rubbish ones as well. And let me just say this, I am truly and utterly offended that Liron has not invited the face, the hero of vidIQ onto her podcast. So you will never be seeing Liron on the live stream ever again. So thank you very much, Liron, for being part of vidIQ, but your time has come. All right, we're going to move on to the next question here. Travis, do you have one lined up, or shall I pick one?
Yeah, let me see. I noticed I love this. Lens Passions Photography from India. I noticed that my views dropped after completion of an ad budget when I paid towards ads, as I was getting normal before. You should expect that. I mean, what you've paid for is a burst of views. You did not pay for a dedicated fan base. You did not pay for people who are actually going to subscribe and then watch your videos. This is why you shouldn't bother with that. I think people use their money and their time trying to learn ways to hack things, when really if they use that same amount of time and money or whatever into learning how to become a better YouTuber, they would have done it for free and much more successfully. So you really can't expect to be able to buy subs and have anything interesting or even remotely successful come out of that.
Yeah, paid ads really are for selling products and services, not for building a community. But you can't buy people's affection to come and watch your content on a regular basis. So yeah, totally expected. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong to begin with maybe experimenting and dabbling with paid adverts. I know some smaller channels have used it to try and get to the top of the search rankings for a particular answer to a particular question. But yeah, long term, if you're just going to give a social platform money, they're going to say, thanks, can you give us some more and continue to do that? Now, that might be a bit of a conspiracy theory that YouTube's not going to promote your content because you paid for it in the past. But yeah, generally speaking, organic growth is always going to trump any sort of hack or paid growth for building a community. I've got a question here from Cello Didatico. I do apologize if I pronounce your name wrong. You are from Brazil. When is it recommended to use text on the thumbnails and when is it not? Also, should them have the same text that I use in the title of a video? I have a cello teaching channel. Great question. Let's answer the first one, the second part first. No, you should generally not use the same text on a thumbnail as you do in a title because you're just regurgitating the same thing. Why does a viewer need to say that? A viewer need to see that. On the other hand, I think there are some exceptions where if you're doing something very how-to and you want to have that text as bold as possible for somebody flicking through the search results, then it may be worth having very much text on the thumbnail, on the title, for educational purposes. Now, I think, generally speaking, you wouldn't do that. When is it recommended to use text on thumbnails? I think it depends on your channel style, and if you are going to use text, we generally recommend between no more than 4 or 5 words because then it starts to fill up the thumbnails too much. You're probably best checking out our channel audits that we do every Tuesday because we often look at thumbnails and how text affects a page. But yeah, any more thoughts, Travis? We're specifically talking about what looks to be a cello teaching channel, so an educational one.
Yeah, I think depending on what the actual subject of the video is, you make the hero the hero. And again, yeah. I'll go back to Mr. Beast again. If you look at him, he uses very little text on most of his thumbnails because you should be able to tell the story between the title and the thumbnail itself. If you need additional context, that's fine. Put a little text here and there, and he sometimes does that. But I think, and again, I hate to go back to it, but he's doing it so well. If you look at some of Mr. Beast's thumbnails, and even ours, I think our thumbnails are pretty amazing too. That's what you need. You need the thumbnail and the title to tell the story of what someone's going to click for. Like, why am I clicking this video? What should I expect out of it? So that hopefully they stay longer, watch the whole thing, and eventually subscribe.
And just to give you a counter opinion, check out Video Influencers or Sean Cannell's content, because they do have thumbnails which often have text that is repeated in the title some way, and it is educational content, so you may get some assistance there. And maybe merge the two, a Mr. Beast one and something from Sean Cannell. All right, I think it's your turn for a question, Travis, I believe.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. From Kimmy Kim, St. Lucia. How do you deal with negative publicity on your channel? I recently uploaded a video. My channel went viral in my country. I'm getting a lot of negative press and people bashing me, but my channel has gotten views, subs, and watch time, which is great, but I'm getting backlash. And how do you deal with negative reactions? So this is a tough one. Sometimes when you have a video do very well, you will find a tremendous amount of people who think that your opinions are not good opinions, to put it lightly. And that's just the nature of the game. As soon as you put your videos online, you should expect people to be critical of them. I think you just have to kind of separate your feelings from that. And that's difficult. As humans, I think, especially when you're on YouTube, you're putting out something that maybe you've spent many hours on and you're hoping for positive. Every once in a while, there's going to be people out there that are just out there to bring you down. Find a community of creators that are either in your niche or someone close by or someone maybe on Twitter or something like that, that you can talk to, because the best way to get support in something like this is with someone else who's gone through it. Maybe they have some other ways of going through it. Personally, me, I just block and move on, delete and move on, and delete and move on, because for every one of those, there's 27 really amazingly awesome positive ones. Lazy player. I had to say it wrong.
20% of people are going to like you for your content no matter what you do. 20% of people are going to hate you for your content no matter what you do. It's the 60% in the middle that you want to try and convince to like your content. And yeah, as Travis says, I wouldn't waste a single breath on those negative comments unless you want to turn it into something positive and maybe make a fun video out of it, like you react to the negative comments in some positive, entertaining way. Just want to stop here for a second. We have a super chat here from Podcast Age, who says, for $1.99, he says, Travis is a legend. What else can we say? Travis, we're now going to call him Travis Legend from now on. And we got just another super chat here from Ben Outdoors. How do I change my associated email? I've got to be honest, I don't know off the top of my head. You probably have to go to the YouTube support pages and ask that question. Is it associated email to your email link, your website link? I'm not sure. Have you got any ideas on that one, Travis? I'm not really sure.
The problem it's hooked to your Gmail. I think that's like
yeah.
If that's the part you're talking about where your account level is at, I don't know. Definitely contact support for that one.
Yeah, Team YouTube Twitter feed is good, and also just go to the YouTube support pages, type that in there. Question now comes from Nerd Sobre Rodas, which translates as Nerd on Wheels. They are from Brazil. Thank you for the translation there. How do I transition my content from a popular trend of my fan base to a content I'm more passionate about? Wow, this is always an interesting question of algorithm versus like own creative sustainability, and that is a really tough one. My idea might be is that if you've got a popular trend, can you warp it and merge it with the thing that you're passionate about? That could be a tricky thing to think about. I'm guessing your fascination, your interest is something to do with cars. I don't know, maybe you focus on a particular car that's not of your interest. Can you maybe do a comparison versus the car that does really well for your channel versus the car that you're really passionate about? Now, I'm maybe talking about completely different topics here. But yeah, I would start with trying to find out ways to take your popular content and merge it somehow with the thing that you're passionate about. Travis, any more thoughts on that? It's a tricky one that I do understand where this comes from, because I'm sure you've gone with the flow of the audience in terms of the audience wants to watch this on your channel, but yeah, I want to do something a little bit different for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and there's a couple of ways looking at this. Sarah Dietschy has one a thought where I think she calls it one for them, one for me, which is where you're doing a video for the algorithm and for your subscribers, and every once in a while one for yourself to keep yourself kind of sane, keep yourself very happy, but understanding that while it could be out of niche and adjusting your expectations accordingly. I think it's a very difficult thing to do now on YouTube. So as long as it's something you enjoy, I think that's the win. If you're really trying to make your channels very successful, you'll just have to either know, A, you start another channel for that new passion of yours, or B, it's just going to take some time to kind of move the Titanic, so to speak, with a little paddle boat to try to move it to your new direction. But best of luck to you either way.
All right, there's a question coming here, a super chat one here. Travis, I want you to tackle this first. I'm going to try and find something on the internet while you're answering it. Yep. YouTube removed related channels sidebar recently. This comes from Wiram. Thank you for the £10 super chat, really appreciated. The related channel sidebar used to understand how YouTube clustered my channels. Are there any other ways now it's gone? What are your thoughts there on that, Travis?
I 100% agree with this. I used it in my audits all the time. Related channels is amazing, or was amazing. Rest in peace. In spaghetti, never forgetty.
Wow. Travis is a legend.
I just want to say that this is one of those little hacks that I would tell people, and it opened up a new world of things. Well, Tom from YouTube, who actually talked about that on the YouTube channel, was broached by one of my friends on Twitter about maybe making a newer version of it for studio, and apparently they have been thinking about something. So fingers crossed that something new comes in. The closest thing you can do to this now is within your metrics, look at the different channels that are sending you suggested views and see if you can create your own, which is not going to be easy.
Oh, Travis, you are breaking up again. Travis seems to have lost his signal again, so maybe I'll ask him to connect here again. I'm just telling him to come back in. Okay, so I'm going to now help answer this question. I agree. I do not know why the related channels thing disappeared, and I actually asked YouTube this in a video where they talked about it. So Creator Insider, fantastic channel. You should subscribe to it if you haven't already, because it gives you a lot of information about what's happening with YouTube. And they told us that related channels are being deprecated. And I think the reason was because they said nobody used it, or they didn't feel as if creators found any value from it. Clearly, a lot of you disagree with this. And I asked the question, why can we not see this anymore? And there's a few responses here. So if you want to visit this video and get some answers as to why that might be, the video you want to be looking at is related channels deprecation, Creator Insider, and see if you can get some answers more from there. Travis, can you hear me? Okay, yeah, Travis, I can hear you, but I can't hear you back. So it looks as if your is your microphone muted, perhaps, on your side. Still can't hear you there, Travis. So I'm just going to go back to me for the time being. We'll see if Travis can get it working again. So I'm going to continue to take your questions here. Travis, do keep chiming in, and hopefully, if I hear you, I will bring you back in. But currently, I'm getting silence from your side. Okay, so there's a lot of questions, wow, in this one. So this is actually directed to me. So good time for me to answer all of these questions. Unbeaten plays. Oh, Travis, I can hear you again. Can you hear me? All right, so there's a lot of questions that have come in here again from Unbeaten Plays, and they're all to me. So here we go. I'm going to try and answer these very quickly. What do you like more, vidIQ or VGJ as your job? Well, Video Gadgets Journal wasn't my job. It was my own tech channel. Love making content on there, but I've got to be honest, the way that vidIQ's grown in the last year or two has been phenomenal, and I really do enjoy inspiring other video creators to start the same path as me. Is Is YouTube your full-time job? Yes, it is. If you search for a Brian G. Johnson video, how to go full-time, I was a guest on that video. You can find out exactly how I ended up doing it. How old are you? Guess in the chat section right now. How many people are part of vidIQ? We've got a team of around about 15 to 20 people right now, including Travis, myself, Leron, and developers as well. Are you going to release vidIQ to the App Store and Google Store Play soon? Yes, keep your eyes peeled for, I'm saying this as a computer game release, in 2019 Q3. That's when you might expect the app from us. How does Jeremy and other YouTubers you audio with share your screen, and why does it just show a picture of their face? Because I'm using a program called Zoom, and when I share my screen to the person on the other side, it means that it's no longer showing their face. So for example, if I just did this now, I'm going to quickly share my screen with Travis. So what it does now, Travis can see my screen, but it removes the camera image from my screen, so I can no longer share it. So that's what happens there. And is Jeremy or any other people going to join in today? No, it's just Travis and myself, because we are very busy people. And who started Creative vidIQ? It is a chap called Robert Sandy. And if you stick around and keep an eye on Video Creators TV, which is a channel that Tim Schmoyer runs, I think they're going to do a story on how vidIQ grew and grew out of nothing. Hopefully that's going to appear soon. When was the vidIQ Chrome extension created? I think it was launched in 2013. Phew, that was a lot of questions, but thank you. They were all like really specific vidIQ ones. Really do appreciate that. So I'm going to hand over to Travis now, and hopefully you've got a question you can answer next.
Yeah, Loot Llama from London says, how do you make thumbnails? My videos are terrible without thumbnails. Yeah, I mean, thumbnails are important. I am not a graphic designer at all. I got kind of lucky, and I think I've started to get decent at them. I just use Canva. There's a really cool, a lot of people, one of the things that kind of intimidated me at first was like being able to cut people out of the background. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I can't do it. Turns out there's a website that does it for you automatically. And I use it all the time. It's called remove.bg. You just take a picture of yourself or whatever, and you upload it there. It'll literally cut you out into what's called a PNG, and then you can take that into Canva and put whatever background you want, and you're off to the races. That's actually
how well does it do that? Do you need to be with a quite a plain background as you've got now, Travis, like a one color background, or can it cut it out from a complicated background? It's
pretty magical. I'll be really honest.
Okay.
Like, I'm never in front of this thing when I do it. I've done it right in my kitchen, and it's kind of figured it out. And I've added something recently where if it messes parts up, it gives you like a little eraser tool. You just go in and just move the little bits, and you're done. It's amazing, and it's free.
All right. So Travis, just tell us again, what is that website called?
Remove.bg. Leron just put it into the chat. Make sure you check that out.
Thank you. Well, that's something I've learned there, because I've got to be honest, I spend like a good 5-10 minutes always cutting myself out of backgrounds through Photoshop. And like some more general advice with thumbnails, we've done a series last month about how to improve your thumbnails, and just spend a bit more time making thumbnails. Like if you spend 5% making your thumbnails versus 95% on content, then maybe try and change it to 80-20. Spend just more time making better thumbnails, because after all, before anybody watches your content, they've got to click on it, and that's where your thumbnail comes into play. The next question comes from more PZYS, not sure how to pronounce that. You are in the US, and your question is, you have 1.4 YouTube subscribers, 1,400 YouTube subscribers, but you gained 600, 700 subs in the past month over a giveaway. Is it good for my channel, or is it bad? Because kind of a lot of active and some art. Thank you. Okay, so if you're going to do a giveaway, very simply, why do you think people are going to come and visit your video? It's because they want to win something. They're very much there for what you have to give away for free. Are they going to come back for your content? Some of them might, but how many? You're probably into the single digits. So let's say you get 100 views from a giveaway. How many people from that video watch the next one? Maybe 6 or 7 might come back. So generally speaking, this is almost a bit like paid advertising in a way. You're trying to not deceive people, but you're giving away something, and that's what they want rather than your content. Another thing to also consider is make sure you check the terms and conditions on YouTube, because they are really starting to clamp down on the giveaway aspect of things, because YouTube generally believe that this type of activity artificially inflates subscriber counts, and that's what happened with your channel there. Any more thoughts there, Travis, on the idea of giveaways?
You have to do them with the intent of getting literally nothing back from them, because
that's a great way of
essentially what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Do it for your subscribers. Do it if you enjoy doing it, but do not expect to get anything positive out of it. And then if you do, great, but probably not.
All right, Cyan, I'm not going to say that surname, but Cyan is from India. One of my videos got 15,000 views, congratulations. Another one got 3,500. The rest all under 1,000. Why? When I put equal efforts and make quality animation. Okay, so you may be working just as hard on all of these videos, but what was the content or the topic of those videos that did really well? Depending what that is, can you follow up on that with a further animation? For example, let's say you did an animation, and I could be wrong about this, but you did an animation on Avengers Endgame, which got 15,000 views, and then you did another animation which was based around, I don't know, The Simpsons. Now, in the month of April and May, Avengers was everywhere. Everyone was searching for it. The Simpsons is a little more evergreen, but not widely searched very often. So it's likely down to the fact that something in that particular video was very content relevant or topic driven at that point, and now you've moved on to different things where the content is still just as good, but you've got your core audience watching there, and that's pretty much it. Without knowing these videos and what exactly they were about, we couldn't really go any further into that. Travis, let's line up another question here.
Yes, Economicus from Sweden. I love this question. I can't wait to hear your answer, Rob.
Here we go.
Do you guys use makeup in your videos like people in the news? I don't. What about Rob?
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Oh
I think you look so beautiful. You must.
I do not use makeup in my videos, so this is all natural, baby. I think it's probably a little bit to do with lighting that maybe helps it. I don't know if it hides certain imperfections in my face or whatever, but yeah, I don't use any makeup at all. It does depend on the topic. Like a beauty channel, you better be damn sure that they're using the products that they sort of advertise and promote in their content. But I mean, if I had to worry about putting on testing 1 2 3, are we back on live now? Testing 1 2 3. Hello everybody. I wonder why it's done that again. That's the second time that my live stream was just cut out for no discernible reason. Because the stream is running fine from my side.
Yeah, it says offline on our channel.
Yeah, I can see that.
I wonder if it opened up a new. It says it's back. Someone said it's back.
Hello, can people see us?
See it though.
Are we back, folks? Do let us know.
I don't see it, but people say it's back.
It is back. How on earth is it back? Sorry, folks, if we're like just talking to ourselves here. We're trying to check out. So people are saying no. I don't think it's back. It's not back at the moment. No. So yeah, it looks as if our live stream is off. Right, I'm just going to close down Streamlabs and I'll try and launch it again. See if that. And I'm going live. Let's test this because I can still see the chat. Well, I could now.
Yeah. Chat's going to refresh the page. Oh, yeah.
Right, testing. Hello. Can people see us? Are we back up? All right. I think we're back up. I've lost my chat, which really doesn't help me. But yeah. All right, folks. I think we're back. What was the question that was being asked? I'm completely lost, but we're trying our best here with some technical difficulties, folks. We've not many people watching anymore. What was the question?
Hopefully the makeup thing is the thing they all saw the answer to.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. But we do have the hero here right from Earth. How important is the channel banner and what should it contain? Love this question. Don't answer the makeup question. All right, Liron. I think the channel banner is really important. People, if you look at different even successful channels, you'll see varying degrees of a channel banner. I actually like Liron's. Shout out to Liron in the chat. Not only does he kind of show his personality off, he also, you know exactly what you're going to get with his channel. It tells you when he's going to post, what he's posting about. It's so well done. I really point to Leron a lot when I do consults. I think he's got an amazing channel banner. But yeah, who, what, where, when, why? Why should I watch your channel? Why should I subscribe? What am I going to get when I watch it? And when will I get that thing? Those are great things to put in your channel banner.
And think of your channel banner as your shop window. It complements everything else that you do on your channel. Most people are going to see your thumbnails, but if they visit your channel, just having that channel banner that sums up your channel in a few seconds, it may just earn you a few extra clicks on those subscriber buttons. All right, we do now have around, I think most people have rejoined us, so we're going to do the final 5-minute quick fire round. Thank you for all of your fantastic questions in the chat today through the link. But now it's question time. All you need to do is include hashtag question on the live chat, and Travis and I are going to spend the last 5 minutes of this live stream answering those questions. So whenever the next one comes up, I will start the timer and we will answer those questions. All right, the first one's come up, so I'm going to start the timer. And here we go. The first question is from Magdalena Helen. Low click-through rate from YouTube searches, high from subscribers. What does that mean? I think that's pretty much generally to be expected. If people have subscribed to your channel, they're more likely to click on your content, irrespective of the thumbnail and title, although that's always going to help. In terms of the search, you're competing against lots of other channels who are trying to give the same information. So that's when the thumbnail is going to be really important. But yeah, I would expect click-through rates to fluctuate in that way. Travis, next question.
What technology do you use for side-by-side live streams? That's a Rob question.
We are currently using Streamlabs, although that may change thanks to the fact that our live streams keep cutting out. But we use Streamlabs. It's completely free, bit of a learning curve, but it's been working very well for the last 6 months, but we're having a few teething problems, but that might be with YouTube. Next question.
Let's see. As an outdoorsman, my channel is not getting as many subs. Do you think it's okay as an outdoor channel on YouTube? There's channels for everything on YouTube, literally like everything. You can watch people eat. So yes, just take a look at some of the people who are really killing it on YouTube. Well, pardon the pun, outdoors. They're doing really well on YouTube in your niche, and try to see if there's something you can take and remix it with your own personality.
Also, I would say we're moving into the summer outdoor camping season, so you may see an uptick in your channel. Think about the type of questions that people are going to be asking right about now. It might be like how to take your family on an outdoor camping trip over the summer. Might be a question that's really been asked right now. A question from BK42 channel. Rob, is that your voice in Spanish on the vidIQ channel? You love it. It's not actually me. I cannot speak a word of Spanish, unfortunately, other than agamaslo, which is what my friend told me to say when I was doing a special Spanish video, which was something like, let's do this. That's all I know in Spanish. So no, we get a professional person to do the translations who clearly sounds a lot better than me. Travis?
How do you avoid getting sucked up by a tornado? As he just recently was able to avoid that during one of our live streams.
What a strange question, but yeah, I mean, hopefully people are searching for that on YouTube and we'll be top of the search rankings for that question now. Next one is See Crypto. Why do you get a lot of views but rarely any subs? I think this is a general question, not specifically to us. And that might be because you've hit the top of the search ranking, so you're really answering a question that people are searching for, but that doesn't necessarily lead to a lot of subscribers. I think, as Travis has always said, I think he actually said this in the podcast, I was listening to it earlier, that people will get answers to questions. Will they ever return to that content? Probably not, because they just need the answer. Next one, Travis.
Let's see, if I make videos in English, but I live in Germany, will my main viewership be from Germany? I want to target USA, UK, and so on. That's a really good question. I've noticed that when I've talked to a lot of creators from different countries, it does seem to... I think my camera just went off. Did my camera just go off? It sure did. Welcome to live streaming, folks. I would say that I think it does bias towards the country that you're in. But beyond that, I don't really know the answer to that.
So Travis has just discovered the fact that when you have a DSLR camera plugged into a computer, it has a power saving format and it will just turn itself off. Highly infuriating, but yeah, that's how live streams work. Do welcome to them. And we've only got a minute left, Travis, so don't worry, so stay on the line for the last few minutes. Question from Artsy Cupcake. Did growth snowball your channel at any point and why? You're always going to have these snowball effects when you have one video that performs a lot better than anything else and it gives you the momentum. It's what you do next that's super important, and that's why we always say double down on the content that's performing best for your channel. And that's how you'll start to get the snowball moving fast. And from the voice behind the black screen, Travis, have you got one more question for us?
Yeah, best 5 tips to start a gaming channel from 0 subs and 0 views. I think it's the same with any channel, to be perfectly honest. A couple things. Number one, find a niche that you're going to love, and in this particular case, you're saying gaming. Look at what the leaders of that industry and that niche are doing, and try to find your own twist. And probably the most important thing, be yourself, because there's only one of you, and literally that's the only thing that's going to drive you forward.
And Scuffed CX question, best 5 tips for starting a gaming channel from 0 subs and 0 views. We have a video dedicated to the subject which has 10 tips, so search for how to start a gaming channel on YouTube and you will find vidIQ's video hopefully at the top of the list. To very briefly summarise, pick one game, focus on that game, play it to death. You've got to try and find out what's your unique selling point. Are you better at the game than anyone else? Can you answer questions that nobody else knows? Or can you get information to viewers faster than anybody else about that particular game? And then you got to bring your personality into a gaming channel, because at some point you're going to move to a different game and you want those people to follow you no matter the game that you play. And with all that being said, everybody, thank you very much for taking part in the vidIQ Thursday Q&A live stream session. If you want to say your goodbyes right now, we will be saying them and doing shout outs over the next couple of minutes. Thank you very much to Travis for joining us today on the live stream, even though you can't see him anymore. We do apologize for these technical issues that we've been having. I've heard that on Tuesday the live stream cut out a little bit, and on a couple of weeks ago the live stream cut out for us. We're blaming YouTube right now for all of these problems, so we do apologize. But yes, Travis is there, and we are saying goodbye to the following. Octorius, stick around. You feature in a video tomorrow, Octorius, so do make sure you watch that one. Jesus, this bites for you. Leron, thank you to all of our wonderful moderators who worked tirelessly to make sure that the content on this live stream has been excellent. Tiny Comedian, goodbye to you. Life Ladder, Hammed the Dolphin Man, Otk Dragon, Ray Rex Dex, Be Outdoors, saying goodbye to all of you. Travis, who else are we saying goodbye to right now?
Futuristic Hub, Gamesaholic, Epic Slayers, Classic Information, Ray Rex Dex, let's see, who else? The Real Pax, and Ryath asked some really good questions earlier.
Magdalena Helen, like, comment, coolness, Crazy Train 2015, Alhana Marie, Greenleaf City Video Gaming, and Be Outdoors. You have all been fantastic people joining us today, and as always, super thank you very much for spending the most important currency in the world, and that is time, on the vidIQ live stream this week. If you want to get in touch with us, you can hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Just search for vidIQ on any of those social platforms. We also have the vidIQ Chrome extension, which is free to download and will help grow your channel. Links in the description. If you want to check out our blog, you want to check out our podcast, again, links all in the video descriptions. It's been a pleasure, and I'm going to wave goodbye to you. Travis can't do that, so it's just me today. Enjoy the rest of your video making day, and we will be back very soon. Bye for now.